Hello, hello everyone. Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Hello.
Hey, hi Said. Hey, morning everyone. Cool. So, yeah. So let's get the things started now. Okay. Hey, Lakshman. Hey, Deepavali.
Hello,
Emmanuel.
good morning.
Cool. So let's get started. And yeah, what's the topic that which we will be going to do today? Any idea on the topic?
I think it's storage.
Uh-huh. And yeah, it's storage. So okay. How many of you think that database and storage are the same thing? What say? What say that database and storage are the same thing? What say everyone? No, yeah, they are different.
Storage is the data are depositing the bucket or container, but the database is how to the data storage in the bucket or container.
Okay, cool. Yeah, anybody else want to speak up? Mose, Emmanuel, what say?
I think database is kind of storing a structural data, while storage can store any type of data, including the
Uh-huh.
unstructured data.
Cool, makes sense. And what about the storage?
Storage can store any type of data.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. So now let's get started of the concept, what we are going to do today, right? Okay. Cool. So let's get started. And this is week 5, storage. in Azure. Okay. Here is the whiteboard link in the chat. And let's go to the agenda. Okay. See, in the agenda, first thing we will be discussing that what is specific is the meaning of data. Okay, I means there is some difference between data, information, clean data, raw data, structured data, right? So we'll be discussing about that part. Then we will be categorizing database and the storage, right? And how things are there in Azure world, which means in Azure we have called as storage account, and in databases we have MySQL or Cosmo DB. So these things we need to understand. These all are the services in Azure. Okay. Then after that, I will be showing you a simple demo. And this demo will be a quick tour of Azure storage account. And lastly, we will be doing one more demo. And this demo will be, this demo will be, yeah, hosting a website or a web page in Azure storage account. Make sense? So this is the agenda for the day. Okay. Take a look at the agenda, everyone. I'm just copying and pasting the same thing in the chat. Okay. Any doubts or any questions to be asked on the agenda pointers, please do let me know. If it's fine, then we can take it further ahead, right? Okay, cool. So let's get started, right? What's everyone? Can we get started? Said, Saint, Emmanuel, Deepavali, Luan, Lakshman, Zainab, right? Fine, right? Tito. Okay, cool. So let's get started now. Okay. Yeah. Now, tell me one thing that, uh, okay. Tell me one thing that whenever I will be writing this particular thing, data, okay, what's the first thing that it's coming onto your mind? What's the first thing that you observe or you want to speak about data? What do you think on this? Anyone, please. Whenever I say about data, what say? Data storing information, okay? Anything apart from that? What are the types of data? What do you think on the data? What can be the example of data? Any example on the data vertical which you wanted to give? Anyone, what say? Global internet usage. Okay. Deepavali is saying images. Okay. So Deepavali, what? So this is an image. So okay, fine. So image can be a data or it's an example of data. Okay. What can be the other vertical? Any other example apart from image? Recorded information and images are datas, number documents. Okay. So we say that 22, 24, whatever the numbers are data. Documents. What do you mean by document, Zaina? PDF, Word document? I don't know which type of document you're talking about. Notepad file, text file, JSON. What type of document? Or every document can be data. Okay, he's saying everything, which means all of the formatting. PDF, Word, Excel, right? Whatever. Yeah, text also, right? So now what I wanted to highlight here is that, okay, fine, we have got data and these are the things which are coming onto our mind whenever we will be hearing or listening this particular word. That's fine. Okay, cool. Makes sense. But my question here is very specific that, okay, but my question is very specific here is image can be a data, number can be a data, or PDF, this thing can be data. If all of these things are data, listen to this carefully. If all of these things are data, then what about information? What do you think on information? What say? If all of these things are data, then what about information? Informations can be image, information can be number, information can be documents. What say everyone? Okay, yes, yes, okay, cool. I hope you got the point, right? Luan, everyone, Emmanuel, right? Means information also can be image, right? Information can also be, what's a text, right? Information can also be PDF doc, right? Whatever we have. Got it. So now my question is coming up this, which means like there we see, which means there is no difference between information and data, or there is a difference between information and data. Information is an organized data, yes. Data is raw, but information is not, yes. Cool. Okay, so see, please pay attention. First, let's be clear that, okay, fine, there is a difference between data and information. Be clear on this particular part. Okay, what can be the example? Example can be something like this. Yeah, what is this? Who can pronounce? B, right? Yeah. Who can pronounce what's this? Anyone in the class? No one? Okay. Now let's organize this word actually, right? Let's organize this particular word. Deepavali, what say? Maybe I have written D double E P B A L I. Yes. Right? How many of you have got my point? What I'm trying to say? What's the Deepavali, right? So the left hand side is data, right? Agree? And the right hand side is information. Makes sense? So I hope you got the point. Means data is what you are saying. It's totally correct. It's raw. Okay, it's not organized, but information is organized. That's the first particular part of the difference. Makes sense. Now, in between, like this part is called as transformation. Okay, this part is called as transformation. Okay. How many of you have gotten a point? It's transformation, it's cleaning, it's refining. Okay, it's organizing. I hope you got the point of what I'm trying to say, right? It's cleaning, refining, organizing, and so and so. Make sense? Okay. So that's the whole point here, right? Okay. Which means in order to confirm, or sorry, in order to convert data onto meaningful context, we need these methods: transformation, cleaning, refining, organizing, so and so. Makes sense? Which specifically means that data is raw, which we know that, right? Data is raw facts, right? And since data is raw, so data is having no schema. How many of you understood this word schema? Please feel free to type it in the chat. How many of you have got this word schema? Anyone? Heard it but don't know the meaning. Okay, fine, perfect. 100% marks for the honesty, Deepavali, right? I have heard, yes, Mose also. Cool. See, schema means it is not having a structure. No structure means no context. See, you need to be very clear here. How many of you got my point of this one? No context. How many of you understand the meaning of context actually? Not in the terms of technology, I am talking in the context of English. What is the meaning of context? How many of you are comfortable with the word context? What say everyone? Okay. Okay, see, please pay attention. This will be the best thing if you are starting up your AI or this data science journey. Context is very important while we will be dealing with the data. For an example, let me give you a check here. See, if I am writing 12, what do you think here? What say? Any idea on 12 number? Anyone? What say? What do you think about 12? What say? I know it's a number. I'm talking about the context of 12. Yeah, it can be time. Exactly. I hope you got the point, right? It can be time, right? It can be date as well. Yes or no? How many of you got my point? It can be weight. Yes. It can be height. Yes. It can be year, right? Make sense? So this depends on what context I'm talking about. What is the context of this 12 number? Make sense? How many of you have got my point? What say? Make sense? Right. So this is called as context. One more example I'm giving you. Okay. Yeah. How many of you remember that on the last class we were talking about this one, right? Butter chicken. Yes, Deepavali. How many of you remember this? Emmanuel, yes. Got it, right? So we were talking about this one, butter chicken. I hope you got the point. Now you have to be very clear here is that please pay attention. If our topic is something different, suppose I'm talking about Stephen Hawking's. So two persons are talking about Stephen Hawking's. Consider for an example. Okay. So this is the topic. conversation, and they are just talking, right? They are sharing some information, they are sharing some thoughts, something like that. And suddenly one of the person started talking about biology. Makes sense? I hope you got the point, what I'm trying to say, right? Which means this particular subject is very much correlated, is very much correlated with the subject as physics. Yes or no? Make sense? How many of you know Stephen Hawking? No one. Yeah. So see, what I wanted to highlight is that this is a topic, and this topic is very much correlated. What do you mean by correlated? Very much related or dependent, right? Something like that. I hope you got the point. Make sense? Similar, yes. And this is the subject, and this is the new thing which has came onto the topic, but it's meaningless. It has no thoughts. It has no context. This is the example of context. Okay. Make sense, everyone? What say? Fine. Okay. Yes, no in the chat. Fine, right? Deepavali, Lakshman, fine, everyone. Tito, Saeed, okay. Loan, fine, right? Zainab, Emmanuel, fine, cool. Okay. Now, so let's get started. Now, what I wanted to highlight here is that always just make a thumb rule that whenever we will be talking about storage, okay, storage is not database, because in storage we can dump anything. Storage we can dump data. In storage we can dump information. In storage I can dump whatever I want. Makes sense? So in storage, we can dump data, info, whatever is the means contextless. Okay. Now you have to be very clear that there is, on the other hand, we have got one topic that is called as tables, right? Now, oh sorry, not the table, the database, right? So database will, or database is having the table concept, right? So how the table is going to look like in a database? What say everyone? Table will be having rows and columns, yes or no? Okay, makes sense. So see, this is a table. How many of you got the meaning of table, by the way? Or how many of you have seen the database? What's it? Table, database, what do you think? What's say everyone? Table, database, what's it? Okay, no one. Okay, cool. Let me give you one quick image thing. Okay. Okay, wait. Take a look at this image, everyone. Okay. Now tell me, by looking at this image, what are your thoughts? There is a bucket kind of thing, yes or no? Which is storing some files, documents, some data. Yes or no? Make sense? Agree? Yes or no in the chat, please. Okay. Now, please pay attention. I am see how many of you have got my point. Means ultimately I am loading the data. I hope you got the point. This is the data and I am loading the data. But I am loading the data in an organized way. See, there are some folders here. Make sense? Agree? That means it is taking the data, whatever, but it's an organized way. Yes or no? Make sense? This is the difference between database and storage, which means database is always storing the data, but it's an organized way, but storage is not. Agree, everyone? Fine, cool, comfortable? Yes, no in the chat. What say? Right? Deepavali, ma'am, fine, right? Saeed, fine. See, let me know if you have any thoughts, please. Feel free to discuss, right? Okay. Now, on the other hand, yeah, on the other hand, ultimately it's a data. So suppose my data is customers' data. Make sense? My data is customers' data. Agree? So customer data will be having a name. Customer will have a last name, phone number, country, customer ID. Agree? What say everyone? Make sense? So ultimately what is going to happen? We have got data. Data will be stored on a table and then multiple tables or collection of tables will be collectively called as database. So this is one of the table which is called as customer table. Simple. Make sense? What's that? Fine, cool, comfortable, right? Okay, cool. Deepavali, fine, right? Tito, Zainab, Emmanuel, everyone, right? Okay, cool. So now, yes. So see, okay. If I'm having this table, suppose, let me just have a picture actually. If I will be getting that image, that would be good. Let me search in, yeah, this is this. Yeah, take a look at this, everyone. Makes sense. See, what I wanted to highlight here is that, okay, now tell me from this picture, how many tables we are having? Go ahead. How many tables we are having? Two. Agree, right? What's everyone? Two tables? What are the name of the tables? Yeah. Agree, right? What say? Department and employee, right? Make sense? Now you need to understand here. See, if I want, if I want the name of, okay, if I want the name of the employee in a certain department, then I will be looking in the department table. Agree? Or if I want to know the department location with the department name, then I will be looking for employee table. Agree? What say everyone? Got it? I hope you got the point, which means both tables have an relationship, and that relationship is department ID. This is the column which is uh, present in both. Agree? Please pay attention. this is how database is actually looking like. Let me show you one example. See, in very big context, actually, if you will be working in a very big cluster of data, so this will be your day-to-day task actually. This one, see, this is how it's going to look like. See, now everything is making sense. See, salary will be linked to employee, employee will be linked to department manager. There will be several departments, department with linking up with employee. Each employee will be having a title and everything is connected with each other. Makes sense? So these are what? See, these are tables, right? Table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, table 5, table 6. Yes or no? Make sense? Yeah. So all in all, there will be multiple tables connected with those things, right? So this is the thing which is not present in storage. I'm differentiating the thing, like, right? Okay. Now, on the final phase, what is the difference between database and storage? Go ahead. Database is only for structured data. And this is for all types of data. Database is expensive. Okay, why database is expensive? Any idea? Anyone? What say? Any idea? What say? Why database will be expensive? Okay. How many of you have heard about SQL? SQL language. How many of you have heard about SQL? SQL. No one. Okay. C. Yes, basic concept. C. The yeah. See, database will be expensive big because of two or three things. We can query the data, or we can query, or I should not say query. I can filter the data and I can encrypt the data in database. So that's the main reason it's expensive. But in storage, I have like no capability of filtering. It's only have encryption. Okay, make sense, everyone? Fine, right? Yeah, so that's the security aspect and that's the use case aspect, these two. Okay. So that's what. Take a screenshot of this one. I'm just taking the screenshot and pasting in the. Okay. Okay, cool. But yeah, make sure just note it somewhere. Okay, the difference between database and storage. Okay, done, right? What's everyone? Okay, cool. So now, what is the thing that which we are going to do here? Now I'm showing you the big picture. Now it's going to look something like this. See, in Azure, we have got both the options. In Azure, we have got the option for storage. And on the other hand, we have got the option for the DB, that's database. So for storage in Azure, we have got storage, accounts, and the DB, we have MySQL or Cosmos TV. Makes sense. Which means we have got both the options. If I want to store data, then I will be using storage account. If I will be storing information with some of the expensive or encryption layer, then I will use the DB. Makes sense, everyone? But today's topic is only focusing on the storage account. Makes sense. So in today's topic, we will be talking about raw data, okay, and only on the context of storage account. That's all. Make sense? I hope now it's clear. What say? How many of you are clear with the context? Are we clear with the context? The context of the session, right? Cool. And yes, please pay attention. See, these all lectures what I have given, it will be okay. Okay. How many of you have find these lectures on the database useful? Oh, sorry, the question should be reversed. How many of you find these databases concept whichever I have taught was useless? How many of you have thought that? What's it? Feel free to open up onto the chat, please. Was it useful or it was useless? Not making any sense? What's it? See, what I wanted to highlight here is that you need to understand. Yeah. Okay, cool. Everybody. Yeah, exactly. It's the base. Yes, exactly. That's the point. Yeah. And yes, please pay attention. To be fairly honest, everyone is appearing for the AZ. That's the Azure. Please pay attention. It's the world of AI now. Okay. AI model, whatever you do, you create a new chat GPT, you create a new DeepSeek, whatever you want to do. Everything, the all of the AI model, the input is again the data. That's all. That's my point actually. So for this data, you need to be very clear how to store the data, how to operate on data, how to do these all things data in the context of this data to Azure. Makes sense. That's my whole point. Right. Because see, this is the big picture AI and those things, but data will be always be the base. As I always say, data is the fuel of every business. I hope you got the point. So that's the main reason I have just highlighted onto database storage and those lectures. But yeah, I hope you got the point. Okay, cool. Comfortable now? Okay, can we get started? What say? Okay, okay, cool. Now, so let's talk about only in the context of storage account, right? So Azure storage account. How many of you are having, how many of you have go downs in your home? Not go downs, but some of the, I don't know. Okay, how many of you have what? How shall I make it? How many of you have go downs or some storage closet? Ah, not closet actually. Actually, I'm getting no, 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 not the case. One second. Yeah, kind of pantry. Yes. Okay. See, what I wanted to highlight here is that let's consider the example of refrigerator. Suppose, okay. So everybody have refrigerator, right? Now, what I wanted to highlight here is that consider that this is a refrigerator. Okay. See, I'm showing you one of the interview questions actually. Okay. So please pay attention. Okay. Right. So suppose this is your refrigerator, and obviously in the refrigerator we have some food like for drinking, for cold storage food, some fruits, veggies, whatever. Right. I hope you got the point. Right. I'm not going into that much detail. As you all know, I'm not a good cook. Right. But yeah, I hope you got the point. Okay. Now tell me one thing. Now tell me one thing that yeah, your end goal is to make rice noodles. Okay, so this is your end goal. So this end goal will be requiring some of the ingredients, right? Yes or no? Items. Item one, right? Item two, item three, whatever, right? Makes sense. Now tell me one thing. How many of you agree that okay, see, what are the ingredients required for rice noodle Deepavali? What say? I'm totally blank here. I don't know actually what are the ingredients required for rice noodles. Oh yeah, for sure, rice, nice, awesome, Zainab. And second will be noodles, right? No, rice.
No, rice is not needed in rice noodles. Rice noodles is a different variety of noodles. The
Oh
noodles
my
is
god.
made from the rice starch.
Mm. Cheese, maybe?
Mm, well, cheese, no.
Yeah, tomato.
Yes, veggies you can put whatever you want.
Veggies, yes, yes. Yeah. And we have got, I don't know what will the third one, tomato, veggies, and what?
Some
Salt, yes.
sauces, some sauce.
Salt, sauces, whatever, right?
Mm.
Sauces, yes. Okay. So now, see, you need to understand here that salt is an item which you cannot put in refrigerator. Agree, what say? Make sense? Which means, okay, and again, sauce and veggies are these items which can be put in refrigerator. How many of you are getting the thing, what I'm trying to build here? Okay, what is my point here? The main concept or the main base of my understanding here is that there will be obviously some of the data one, data two, data three, and these small pieces of data or this collective thing of data will be accomplishing my end goal. Point number one. Make sense? What say everyone? Yes, no? Fine, right? Like there will be some collection of data which will be accomplishing my end goal. Okay. And obviously, the location of some of the data will be different. Makes sense? The location of the data will be different. What I wanted to highlight here is that this is the concept of data lake. This is the concept of data lake. Please pay attention. It is one of the most asked interview question and in the exam as well. What is data lake? What's the limitation? What's the advantage, real time use cases and all? Now, can I say like that? Sauces and veggies, these two are the data which are stored in the refrigerator data lake. What say? Make sense? Think again. Sauce and veggies are the two things which are stored in the refrigerator data lake. What say? Make sense? And whenever the cook or whenever the concerned person needs the data, he or she will be going to the data lake and asking for the specific data and then take the data and accomplish your end goal. Simple. What say everyone? Make sense? That's my point actually. Make sense? which means these data are sitting ideally in the data lake whenever you want, whenever the use case or whenever the uses has occurred, you come to the data lake, ask for the data, and then prepare your own food or prepare your end goal, whatever you want. Make sense? How many of you clear? How many of you got my point? Okay. Now let's take, see, this was just for the explaining, but let me make it clear with the help of industry standards, which means there will be a very big data lake. And this data lake will be further be divided into 3 to 4 parts. Each of the part will be storing their department specific data, IT department. Okay. Finance department, legal department. Okay. Which means my IT manager will be having only the access to the, go ahead, to which data lake? IT department data lake. This is my IT manager, right? Make sense? What say everyone? Okay. And on the other hand, I have my CFO who will be only be accessible to the fin department. And on the other hand, I have my CEO, right, or some other manager, whatever, and that will be having only this access to this department. Make sense, everyone? How many of you have got my point? What say? Agree? Yes, no? Okay. So now tell me, this is the data lake. Agree, everyone, right? This is the data lake. So data lake means what? A very big cluster of data or a very big. Okay. How many of you have seen lake? Lake, lake, English meaning of lake. What say? Everybody have seen lake, right? How is the lake looking? It is still. Agree? If I will be not throwing stone onto the lake will be not doing something. It is totally still. Agree? What say everyone? Yes, right? So lake is the same concept as data lake, which means just store and dump the data whenever we need. We'll be taking out the bucket from it. Simple. It's like filling the bucket and naming each bucket as IT department, fin department, and legal department. Make sense, everyone? Okay. Yes or no, please? Now, this is data lake. And these small buckets are called as data mart. Okay. These small buckets are called as data mart. What do you mean by data mart? Deepavali, what say? What do you think about data mart, Deepavali? Go ahead. Tito, Deepavali, Saint, anyone, please. Think. What is the definition of data mart? Anyone, Zainab, what say? It's like supermart, we go to shop. Yeah, but in supermart we have specific categories, means specific sections. So please pay attention. Data mart is nothing but it's all in all the department specific data. Simple. Exactly where data is categorized. Exactly, there we go. Makes sense. So this is the general diagram for your interview preparation. Many of the questions will be coming from this diagram only. They might ask what is the superset of the data mart, or what's the relationship between data mart and data lake, and I don't know what is the central repository. Data lake is also called a central repository, and many other thing, right? I hope you got the point. Okay, but that's all. Okay, so make sure that this is important. Just take it as a note. Okay, simple. Okay, any questions or any doubts to be asked? Any questions? Please feel free to go ahead. Any questions? If you want me to repeat something, I'm very happy to do that. But yes, This is the start of your data journey, so please be on the same page. Okay, go ahead, everyone. Any questions, any doubts? Okay, Deepavali is saying clear. Okay, awesome. Okay, how many of you are clear? No doubts, no question. Okay, cool. Cool. Tito, fine, right? Mose, Zainab, Loan, Emmanuel, fine, right? Cool, awesome. Oh, I'm sorry. Who is Zoom user, by the way? Its name is not written actually. It would be great if you can state the name, please. Okay, but that's fine. Okay, cool. So let's do one thing. Let's take a break of 10 minutes. Okay. And then after the break, oh, Eric, awesome, cool. So after the break, I will be showing you the demo, right? Demo is like a quick tour, right, of a storage account, right? And then after the demo, I will be showing that um, static web page hosting. Makes sense. And please pay attention, it is an static. Okay, how many of you are clear? Lake is static in nature or dynamic in nature? Lake, not the data lake, the lake, English lake, the English meaning of the lake. Lake is static or dynamic? What say? Luan, Emmanuel, Zaina, what say? Eric, what say? Obviously static.
Static.
Zaina, it's static, right? Zainab is static. I hope you got the point, right? So please pay attention. Yeah. So please pay attention that data lake. See, storage account is data lake only, right? So data lake or the storage account is best suitable for static data. Again, the question is coming here. What do you mean by static data? Give me any example of static data. What say? Eric, Deepavali, Zainab, good. Lakshman, any example of static data? Idle. Sorry, what is the meaning of idle? No, static. The size doesn't change, okay? No, actually, my thing is that. Okay. Stock price is static or dynamic? What say? Go ahead. Stock price is static or dynamic? Yes. Weather forecast is static or dynamic? What say? I hope things are making some sense, right? What about your phone number or what about your email address? Email address or phone number, that's static or dynamic? Makes sense, right? I hope you got the point, right? Which means static data are those type of data, static, I hope. Which means static data are those type of data which are not changing continuously, right? Not changing. Okay, not changing. Example, these are the example. The best example for your interview will be system backup. How many of you have got my point? System backup is the best example of static data, right? Agree? What's everyone? Yes or no? System backup. Yep. Any data, like your old albums, right? Old photos, old albums, right? Basically the archives. Those are static data, simple historical data, right? So and so. Okay. So again, so static web page hosting, that means this will be a completely static page, okay, of a very simple website. There will be no logics and no animations, no styling, no nothing, just a simple web page. So I will be showing you this particular demonstration, and then we can move forward with the these all things. Okay. Cool, everyone. Fine, cool, comfortable. What say? Make sense? Okay. Now let's take a break. How much time for the break, everyone? How much time you want for the break? What say? How much time for the break? Okay. See, I'm also planning for 15. Actually, I do have some calls to take in between. So I hope it's fine, right? 15 minutes break, what say? Not 20 signs. We need to do the demo as well. Right. So I hope 15 minutes break is fine with each and every one of you. Okay. So let's take a break of 15 minutes and then we will be back. Okay. Thank you. See you after the break. Everyone is back, right? Hello. Back. Cool. So let's get started. Now, first on the quick tour of storage account, I will be showing that how to make and data public or private. Okay. And yes, yeah, public and private. And then I will be showing for the web page. Makes sense? Because I hope you got the point. Data should not always be public, it should be in the context of private as well. Yes or no? Makes sense, right? Yes, no in the chat. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, so let's get started. Okay. So uh, so this is Azure, right? So in the Azure, I will be searching for storage account, right? So storage account, that's in storage, right? So in this, I will be going and clicking on this button called as create. Okay. And then as you already know, it will be having a subscription and followed by the resource group, right? And this is the name of the storage account. So I'm giving it great learning week 5. And region is something which is I've given, right? Primary service, I just want to make it as data lake, right? That's all. Now I will be clicking on review and create. Simple. Okay. These are something access tier hot and so, right? That's all. So I will be clicking on create. Okay, so currently it's in progress. Okay, now that's all. Okay. So now tell me, we have launched the storage account and this is the name of the storage account, right? So what's the name of the storage account? Go ahead in the chat. Great learning week 5, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So now in this storage account, we don't have any data. If I will be going to this section, data storage, and I will be clicking on containers, then we have no data. Makes sense? So now let's upload the data. Okay. Before uploading the data, we need to create a container. Container is nothing, it's just the section or the partition of the data. It's like a folder. I'm writing in the chat. Azure storage account is nothing but data lake, and containers is again nothing but folders in which data will be residing. That's all. Okay. So first let's create a folder. And I will be creating this folder named as data storage. What shall I give the name of the folder? Any idea on the folder name or the container name? Go ahead, please. What say? Okay, let's make it folder one. Okay. Or data store. Okay. Simple. Now I will be clicking on create. Now that's all. This is the container, right? Within the container, I will be uploading the data. So let's click on upload, browse for files. And I don't know, let's I'm having some pictures. Maybe something like this. I don't know. It's a photo, right? So I will be clicking on upload. Okay. So see, this is the data. This is the hot, right? Hot data. I hope you got the point, right? Hot data, right? And we have got the some of the things, okay, size and those things. Now I will be opening, means this is the data. So, and this is the URL. So I will be copying the URL and pasting the chat. Okay. Everybody just go to the chat, the URL. Yes, go to this, please. Is the data accessible? What's everyone? No, right? Yes. Why data is not accessible? Any idea on that part? Because it's private. So private data we cannot access with public internet. Make sense? So shall we make this data accessible? Okay, so let's make this data accessible, right? So I will be okay. I will be going to networking. Then I will be going to this. Okay. Let me save it. Let's go to container. Yeah, so container is private. So 1 second. One second, 1 second, 1 second. Encryption, right? Configuration, yes, this one. So I will be going to the configuration, and now I will be enabling this option. Everybody can see this option, right? This one, allow blob, this one. So I will be enabling it. Okay. So now I will be going back to container and I will be changing the it is enabled. Okay. Going back to the container. 1 second. Why it's popping up like this? Uh, okay. I think it takes some time. Okay. Because it's still loading. Successfully updated. Refresh. Yeah. Now I will be making it public. Okay. And then now I will be going to the data and making it public as well. That's all. Now just reheat the URL. Just refresh the URL, everyone. Is it working now? What say? It's working, right? Yeah. So this is the picture that what you have got here. Yep, everyone. Yes, no in the chat. This one, right? Makes sense. Okay. So now what is the thing that we have learned is this one. That means quick tour of storage account. And then how to make the data public and private. Makes sense. Shall we go to this one? Web page hosting. What's everyone? Web page hosting. Let's host a website there. What say? Ready, right? Everyone. Okay. Cool. So for that, mine is not working. Everybody was working. Okay. This is the link, Lakshman. Try it from incognito mode or any other private browsing thing. Okay, cool. Done, right? So now let's go for the website hosting. Okay. So how many of you know Deepavali? It's working, right? What says Zainab? Just a quick check. Saeed, Loan, Moise, Saint, everyone, Tito, Eric, Emmanuel. It's working, right? You all can see the photo there, right? Okay, cool. Okay, so what I was saying now. So how many of you know for a web page, we have got one language that is HTML, right? How many of you know this? This is the language for web page designing, right? Yes or no? So what we will be doing, we will be creating a file index.html and then we will be uploading this file to our container and then we can access this with the URL. Okay. How many of you have got the concept? Websites are always public. Yes or no? What say everyone? Websites are always public, right? Exactly. So this data will be public or private. The HTML file. What say these data will be public or private? Obviously public. There we go. Okay, so let's do that. So let's go to this and write sample HTML template. Maybe hello world. So I'm copying this one, right? Sample HTML code. And then I will be opening VS Code. And pasting this code, saving it to my desktop, index.html. And I am making the, I don't know, body, maybe H1. Let's not make it complex. Let's make it hello, great learning. Okay. Yeah, that's all. Make sense? So this is the index.html file. Now what I will do, I will be going to the same container, yes or no? And now I have to do what? Go ahead, everyone. Go into the same container and now I have to do what? Go ahead, please. Yes, click on upload. And I will be uploading the index.html file. And I will be clicking on upload. So this is the file. And this is the URL. So let's go to the URL. Now it's coming, right? See, everybody go to the URL. It's in the chat, by the way. Yes or no? Everyone can see, right? Hello, great learning. Fine, right? Okay. Now, how many of you want to see a photo in the website? Photo, see, pictures, images, these are static data. Yes or no? Deepavali, you said photo, right? In the example. So that's a static data. Photo will not be changed. It's a capture of a moment, right? So let's add one photo below this sentence. Okay. So I will be going to Google and I will have HTML code for image src href. I just want to add a sample photo with a link. Okay. Yeah, here is the tag, right? So this is an, I don't want this 1 second. HTML code for image with link or image from the link. From the link. Yeah, so I will be copying this line of code, and yes, for you all coding is not required, right? I can just go here and this will be the image src, the source of the image. And let me put here Azure event. Sorry, Microsoft Reactor. This is one of the event in which I was a speaker. Yeah. So I will just copy the image address and I will paste it here. All right. So this is the code, right? So now I will be going back to that file and then I will delete it. Then I will upload the same file with the new code. And then I will go to the URL. And now I should see the image. Yeah, it came, right? Go ahead, everyone, try this. Makes sense, right? And see, one thing I would like to make it very clear. Okay, coding is not our job. It's not your job. Simple. Your job is to just build up the architecting and those settings. Okay. And this coding, whatever I have done, it's not your job. So please do not confuse. It's not your job. Simply. It's totally not your job. Okay. That's all. Okay, everyone. Now, any questions or any doubts? Do let me know. Yeah. Cool. Let me just stop the screen share. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions or any doubts, whatever you have. Okay, how was the session, everyone? Was it good, bad? How was that? Okay, cool. Thanks, Deepavali. Everybody enjoyed the session, right? Yeah. Cool. That's all. Cool. Nice. Awesome. Thank you. It was good, especially learning more about data. Yes. Actually, see, Mosaic data is a very big topic, actually. See, to be fairly honest, very big topic. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So again, that's all from my side. If you like, are we like we are done with the session actually? So yeah, that's all from my side. I hope you all have enjoyed the session. See you on to the next week. Thank you. Bye all. Cool. Thank you all. Bye bye. Yes. Bye Zainab. Bye Tito. Bye Emmanuel. Bye bye. Bye Deepavali. Bye Sam. Thank you. Thanks Lakshman. Bye bye. Bye Sam. Bye bye Sam. Yes. Thanks. Cool.